Nothing scares me more about the times we're living through than this wildfire spread of dehumanization. And yes, I'm talking in part about what happened yesterday, because although the individual who took Alex Pretti's life has personal responsibility for his actions, I think cases like this need to also be understood through the context of the systems we are living in and symptomatic of a greater sickness. I think a lot of bad things in the world, all the way from petty rudeness up to sexism or even like genocide, can be explained partially as functions of dehumanization. By this, I of course mean looking at another person, whether they're across the room or across the globe, and somehow deciding that they are an individual without a similar level of inherent grace and worth and dignity that we would afford ourselves, that they are somehow lesser beings and therefore not deserving of the respect and love and safety that we expect others to give to us. That lessening of the other person in our esteem is what creates the permission structure that allows us to commit horrors or to stand idly by or justify it when others commit horrors on our behalf or adjacent to us. And when I say dehumanization is spreading, I should be clear that it is not a new thing. Ironically, dehumanization is a fundamentally human trait, core of who we are, and has always been a part of what we have done. But while smarter people than me can quibble over the specific advancements, I think it's reasonable to say that a lot of our social achievements, especially over the last century, are in large part a function of our growing capacity to avoid dehumanizing others, no matter what differences they might have relative to us. The problem now is whether because we're living through a period of moral contraction or the internet is simply amplifying our ability to dehumanize, or some combination of both, or a number of other factors entirely, we are in a period of real dehumanization once again. It is that dehumanization that lets whole portions of this country justify the slaughter of individuals in our streets or the mistreatment of people who have come from far and wide to share in this democratic experiment with us. And I'll say this, it's really hard to remember the humanity of people who themselves do not think you are human, who are dehumanizing you. It's so difficult to protect civilization and civil rights and our social achievements when we're dealing with people who don't afford us the same outlook, the same respect, the same rights. I think the problem is we still need to find ways to do that, because otherwise the whole system collapses on itself. Once we start to play the game of who is and who isn't a human, well, we're inherently operating under the logic of genocide. I don't know how to put the genie back in the bottle, but I think the lessons of history tell us that while it's easy to become desensitized to the dehumanization of others, there can be moments so jarring, losses so great, crimes so terrible that they jolt us out of our stupor and back into awareness of our inherent need to support each other and recognize the dignity in each other, despite the difficulties in it, such that we can make this a better world for all of us. I never want to suggest that anything that happened yesterday was anything besides an utter tragedy, but I do hope if this moment provides us with anything, it is the ability to wake up parts of this country that are far too comfortable adhering to their political perspective at the expense of their moral outlook on their fellow man.